What's up, Jared? Today we have the weekly set review of Monday Night Raw. They kicked off the show with the new faction of Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman coming down in the ring. Seth Rollins welcomed everybody to Monday Night Rollins and quickly interrupted by Sami Zayn's music. Very interesting. Sami Zayn comes down to the ring and they start talking about how they're friends and everything. Sami agrees with Seth, but the thing is he doesn't agree with Seth as in the ring. Seth Rollins. He agrees with Seth Rollins, the human outside of wrestling, but not Seth Rollins as in the ring as the wrestler. He doesn't like this. Seth's like, all right, so you clearly don't want to be with us. He goes, either you can stay on Raw and bad things will happen to you, or I can have Paul Heyman do some things that will ship you off to SmackDown. And Sami doesn't really say anything. Seth says, you have until the end of the night to give us your answers. That kicks off the show. Seth Rollins gives the offer to Sami Zayn, either stay on Raw and bad things will happen to you, or you can go away and be safe. And then later in the show, Paul Heyman comes up to Sami Zayn and says, if you go to SmackDown, he goes, whoever wins between the WWE Champion John Cena and Randy Orton, you will face him the next time. It'll be Randy Orton, John Cena, whoever wins, you'll be the number one contender for the WWE Championship if you go to SmackDown. So they're trying to bribe Sami Zayn to leave, so Sami Zayn has to give the decision very soon. Rhea Ripley went one-on-one with Roxanne Perez. This match was going on pretty good and everything, and it was interrupted by Julia from NXT as well. They ended up jumping Rhea Ripley mid-match. It was a disqualification, so Roxanne Perez and Julia are beating up Rhea Ripley when Io Sky's music hits. Io Sky comes down to the ring and defends off Julia and Roxanne Perez, but they end up beating up Io Sky. Rhea Ripley gets back in the ring and chase off Julia and Roxanne Perez. I'm not sure where this is setting up. Is Roxanne Perez and Julia now WWE like Raw superstars, or are they still NXT superstars? We'll have to see. It's very interesting where this is going. A lot of NXT girls are now starting to show up on Raw now. Speaking of NXT girls, the NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Vergara took on Ivy Nile, member of American Made. The match was pretty good, but Stephanie Vergara, obviously because she's the NXT champion, won the match. You can't have the NXT champion losing just on a weekly Monday Night Raw, so she picks up the victory. The match was okay. Becky Lynch came down to the ring and pretty much explained why she beat up Valkyria, saying how she came back and then she messed up her opportunity, and then as soon as Becky was gone earlier in the year, as soon as she's like, it was her hair and everything, as soon as she's hurt, she goes and hangs out with the girl she's been fighting for 6 years, Bailey, and then Valkyria comes down to the ring. She's like, Becky, you're dead to me, everything, and she goes, well, how about you and me fight one-on-one right now? And Becky's like, I don't fight for any dumb reasons. She's like, all right, then you and me for the Intercontinental Championship. So I'm assuming this is going to happen at Backlash. We're going to get Becky Lynch versus Lila Valkyria for the Intercontinental Championship, but they did not confirm it. But Becky Lynch agreed to the match, so we'll soon have Intercontinental Championship match between Becky Lynch and Lila Valkyria. Logan Paul comes down to the ring and calls out WWE World Heavyweight Champion main event Jey Uso, and quickly was interrupted by Jey Uso. Jey Uso comes down to the ring and goes, I worked 15 years to get this World Heavyweight Championship. I'm not going to take some dumb YouTuber to defeat me for my World Championship or boss me around. And Logan Paul goes to talk, and he gets hit with a super kick by Jey Uso. This was a quick segment and everything. Later, backstage, Jey Uso was talking to Sami Zayn about it. He goes, either way you make your decision. He goes, I'll be with you. I'll always be your friend. And out of nowhere, it was a total jump scare. Like, scared the shit out of me. There's this punch out of nowhere. Jey Uso gets dropped by Logan Paul. He punches him and lays out Jey Uso, and he does this little yeet thing. So I'm assuming this is me the match at Backlash. Is me the World Heavyweight Champion, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. So stupid that they have Logan Paul going after a world title. I hope to God Jey Uso retains, because I do not want to see Logan Paul as a world champion. Finn Balor and JD McDonough go one-on-one against the War Raiders for a #1 contender match for the tag titles. The New Day end up cheating, and the Penta ends up fighting them off, and the War Raiders end up defeating Finn Balor and JD McDonough to become the #1 contenders for the New Day's tag titles, because the New Day was ripping on the War Raiders on commentary. They did not want to see the War Raiders win, because everybody knows they cheated at WrestleMania 41 to win the tag titles off the War Raiders. So that's why they tried getting involved with Penta and fighting them off and everything. I don't know why Penta fought him off. That was kind of random, but this match was okay. But the War Raiders pick up the victory, and they're now the #1 contenders for the tag titles. Rusev had a package video explaining how he wasn't a megastar or anything when he was originally in WWE. He He struggled in WWE. He had to leave. He had to go back to his country, Bulgaria, and find himself. And he's a new man. He's back to WWE to dominate people and win gold. Rusev is a new man, and everybody knows when he went to Bulgaria, he also went to AEW and did some stuff. But Rusev's back to WWE. I'm very curious what they're going to end up doing with him. Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles was beefing backstage, and AJ's like, I got an idea. How about you and me one-on-one? But they did not confirm anything. Maybe we're going to get this down the line. AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental title. I'm very curious about this. This should be very good if this happens. Pat McAfee responds to Gunther after he attacked him and Michael Cole last week, why he defended the GOAT, Michael Cole, on commentary. And Pat McAfee actually ended up dropping 2 F-bombs on this pipe bomb of his own little promo. I wish they wouldn't have bleeped it out, but whatever. But he was all ramped up on why he had to defend his man, his buddy, his friend, and he wants Gunther's suspension to be released. Nick Aldis comes out, he goes, release his suspension. He goes, no, that's ridiculous because I can't give you something that you want. You and Gunther one-on-one at Backlash. And Pat McAfee says, deal. So it's going to be at Backlash, Pat McAfee versus Gunther in a one-on-one match. Everybody knows Gunther's going to murder Pat McAfee, but it's very interesting that we're going to get a Pat McAfee-Gunther match. I'm assuming Gunther's going to chop the shit out of him and then put him asleep or something. I don't think it'll be a very long match, but it was a very hype promo from Pat McAfee. He had the whole crowd in his hands. It was like a 2-minute promo, and it was a very, very hype promo. I actually liked it a lot. Honestly, probably one of the best promos of the night, but Pat McAfee versus Gunther at Backlash. Then Seth came back out to the ring, and Sami Zayn came out. He goes, all right, what's your answer? And Sami's like, he goes, you always will be my friend. He goes, I don't trust you. He goes, there's something, I just don't trust this. He goes, there's always something up with you. He goes, you're not trustworthy, so I'm not going to take the offer. So soon as Seth just starts shaking his head, Braun Breaker's music hits. He comes down with Paul Heyman, and it sets up a one-on-one match with Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker absolutely dominates Sami Zayn around the whole entire ring, just destroying him, hits him from the Frankensteiner a couple times, gets him around outside of he speared him 3 times in the ring, and Sami couldn't breathe, so the refs like all over trying to like hold him up and like help him up, and they get him outside of the ring. They're telling him stop to Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker runs around the ring, and he hits him with a super spear, gets him back in the ring, and he goes to beat him, but the ref stops the security all over him, and they stop the match. It's Braun Breaker wins. They just stop the match. Seth Rollins comes in the ring. He tells Braun Breaker to back off, gets in the corner. And he goes, you need to calm down. And then Seth stomps Sami Zayn right into the ring while the security was trying to help him up. And Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman stand tall once again to end Monday Night Raw. I'm really liking this faction, this build. I just really like it. I've always liked Seth Rollins. Very cool to see Seth Rollins as heel again. Love seeing what they're doing with Braun Breaker, and always cool to have Paul Heyman involved with something. This Monday Night Raw wasn't terrible, but it was nothing compared to last week. I think I gave last week actually a 5 out of 5. I'm going to give this week a solid 3.5 out of 5. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't great, but it was a solid show. There wasn't too many matches or anything, but it was a decent Monday Night Raw. So Monday Night Raw and everything, reviewed and everything. I know you guys have probably like, oh, I got a black mat. Yeah, I'm working on making a custom black mat, so it looks like the actual Raw ring. I got the black part down. Now I just need to print out like the WWE logo. I'm gonna print out some of the sponsors. I'm gonna print out the Snickers logo and like Cricket Wireless, because like those are like 2 of their most famous, like, well, not famous, but like most long-term sponsors that they've had forever. So I'm gonna put those on the ring and everything, trying to make it look like the Netflix ring, because I feel like this black mat looks really cool right now. It's just like this thin like poster board paper. It looks really good. I like it a lot. But this is JRW. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.